Hey guys, it's Tanya here. Thanks for watching. So first off, I brought out the black and white wig and I'm kind of loving it today. Sometimes I find it washes me out a bit, but today I think it looks phenomenal. So first off, I kind of want to dig into this video because everybody and their dog has already talked about these products, but I didn't review them right away. There was an issue with the first package that I received, so I ended up having to have a conversation with the company, with Too Faced, and get another package sent to me. But anyway, I want to review them now because I do want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on them, because I think that everybody and their dog is talking about these still right now. And Peach is really in. I'm actually not wearing any Too Faced on my face right now. I'm wearing all ColourPop. But I did want to go through these and give you guys my honest review and feedback of each piece of this line. So first thing I want to talk about is the packaging. The packaging on all three packages is essentially the same color scheme. The biggest difference is on the palette you see a lot more of the gradient, and on the smaller products you see less of the gradient. Less of the light, less of the pink in the middle, and then of course the little guy. But all the color scheme is the same throughout all the packaging. I really love the packaging on this. Also, I love the smell. I don't think there's anything better than the smell on this packaging. All of them are the same. They all have that peachy scent. I find the blush has it the least of everything that I have from the line, but overall, they all have that smell. So we're going to start from the single product and then work our way up. So the first thing I want to talk a bit about are these. These are the Too Faced Sweet Peach Creamy Peach Oil Lip Glosses. These right now are at Sephora as a 100-point perk. And if you've never tried one of these, I highly suggest you pick it up. I got the color Pure Peach. That's the only color that they have in that section, like in the point section. They don't have multiple colors. This, first off, is the most creamy formulated lipstick or lip gloss I've ever used in my life. Nothing about this is sticky or tacky. It goes on super smooth, and when this comes off, your lips actually feel more hydrated than they did before you put it on. So this is the color of the one that I have, Pure Peach. I think it's really beautiful. The whole line is all peach toned, so you can't go wrong with anything from this line, in my opinion. So the next thing I want to talk about is the blush, Papa Don't Peach. Some people don't know that this is an iconic Too Faced blush. This is not a new Too Faced blush. This already existed and they relaunched it for this collection. This is a bronze toned peach. So the packaging is adorable. It has little peach on the front. And then when you open it up, you get an actual mirror. And I like this mirror a lot. I feel like this one is actually bigger than the one in the eye palette because they put such a decor around this one that you ended up with a smaller mirror, where this one you have more space. And then of course it has the embossing on it that says Papa Don't Peach and a peach. Now as you use this, it's going to get worn down. Of course I've used mine a few times already. But this is a beautiful bronze based peach look. I do find that it is a little bit softer than a lot of people expected. I wanted there to be a little bit more pop in this. I think that when you do a hand swatch, it's beautiful and you can build it up. But I think when you use a brush, you get a really light dusting of it. And I think that that's kind of disappointing. I wish it was just a little bit more pigmented with a brush. But you can layer it and I think it's really beautiful and it smells like a peach, which I don't know if it gets any better than that. If for no other reason, that was the smartest marketing move of all time by Too Faced, was let's make all our products smell like peaches. It's no different than MAC and their vanilla scent. MAC's lipsticks all are scented with vanilla and people really love them because they have that scent. And I think this is kind of the same thing. This is the Sweet Peach Glow Illuminating Palette. So this has a blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter, or so it claims. We're going to kind of go into this because you guys know when I get palettes like this, I just did a review on a Lorac one that I'm also not a huge fan of. I don't like when companies say that things are built a certain way when they're not. So these are the three colors. It's beautiful. Again, you get that big mirror. It smells like peaches, and the embossing on this is gorgeous. It has little mini peaches on the highlight and the bronzer, and then a big peach on the middle one. Hard to see in this lighting, but I just want to swatch this. So I love the highlight shade in here. I think it's beautiful and glowy. It's also soft enough that if somebody was new to highlighting, they could get away with using this and not being scared. Now, the blush is where my first issue kind of lies. This is my hand swatch. When I swatch this down on my hand, it's super shimmery, number one. and also super light, like you can barely see it. That would be a prettier blush topper than an actual blush. Now you can build it up to get more of a blush tone color, but I do still think it's really, really, really light, and I feel like it's more of a blush topper than a blush itself. I hope that makes sense to you. And then the bronzer, again, is also really shimmery. So it's hard to say, use this as a bronzer because it's got a lot of shine to it, and that for me worries me because you should not really be using shine for bronzer. But that's the bronzer. It is a pretty soft, warm toned peach for bronzer, which I like, but I just don't like how much shimmer it has in it. So now we're moving into like the main focus of this whole collection. The reason why the rest of these products were all created, the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Now I've had this palette for well over a year. And I never talked about it before because it sold out so quickly and people were so angry about that, that I thought doing a tutorial with this palette would just make no logical sense to anybody because you guys can't access it. So I've been using this palette pretty regularly in my outside looks for a year. I love the colors. I got a good feel for them. That's the mirror. The packaging on this is to die for. I love all the embossed peaches. I love the big peach. I love the color scheme. I want to paint my room like this. I love this palette. Now, to be fair, I'm pretty biased. There has never been a Too Faced palette ever that I don't like. I have all their mini palettes. I have all their big palettes. The only ones I'm not a huge fan of are their Christmas releases, but like all their regular line palettes, I'm in love with. We're going to go through and swatch all the shades. So first you have White Peach, which is a beautiful, soft, matte white shade. Then you have Luscious. This is my favorite color for your one and done. All over the lid, one and done. So I'm just going to swatch them on my hand. This is a gorgeous metallic finished shade. Can you guys see that? It's your one and done color. It's beautiful, it's stunning. You can throw it all over your lid and literally walk out the door and be ready for your day. Then we have Just Peachy, which for me is another one and done. I don't know that everybody would wear Just Peachy this way, but this is a peachy gold duochrome that's really stunning, and I wear it all the time by itself and I love it. Then you have Bless Her Heart, which I love. It's this really nice olivey emerald mixed green. So stunning, you guys. Then we're getting into the deeper colors. Tempting, which is a black with almost kind of like a metallic gold sheen on top of it. It's a really interesting color. It's not a matte. It's really, really fun. And then Charmed, I'm sure, which is a matte, deep, cool toned brown. This is cool toned. So that's Charmed, I'm sure. So there's the first row. So now we're going to go to the second row. So here you have Nectar, which I think is a gorgeous face highlight. I'm constantly using this to highlight my face, like every day if I can. It's also one of the more powdery shades in the line, but you can see like it's blinding. That's Nectar. Then you have Cobbler, which is a deeper all over the lid metallic color. There's a lot of these kind of like really beautiful foiled gorgeous shimmery metallic shades in here. Then you'd have Candied Peach, which is a beautiful medium peach with gold sparkle. Beautiful shade. Beautiful shade. It comes off a lot more matte when you actually swatch it, but it's so gorgeous. That's Candied Peach. Then you have Bellini, which is another one of those very frosty, very metallic-y shades. Beautiful color. That's Bellini. And then you have Peach Pit. This reminds me very much of like 90210 and all of that stuff. And then Delectable. And Delectable is a very deep eggplanty purple. So that's the second row. Now, the last row is probably my favorite row. And when I tell you guys these colors are pigmented, I'm not kidding. They're super pigmented. So just remember that when you're using them. Okay, so we're heading into our last row. So here we have Peaches and Cream, which is a beautiful, another matte color. It's a little bit warmer than White Peach. It has a little bit more peach to it. Peaches and Cream. Georgia, which is a gorgeous kind of matte, meaty baby pink. I want to call it a baby pink, but it's like a pink peach. It's just really special. Georgia. Caramelized, which is a gorgeous, again, that frosty foiled finish. Gorgeous kind of warm tone soft or warm tone medium brown. Puree, which is a gorgeous matte warm toned brown that I'm in love with. It's kind of like a burnt orange, one of my favorites. Summer Yum, which is even more warm toned than Puree. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Max Brown Script. And the last one is Talk Derby to me, which is a very special color because some of you know I actually used to play roller derby and I'm still very involved in the sport. And this one's like a blue toned with peach pink sparkles and I love it. So this is the Too Faced Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette. It is probably one of my favorite palettes on the market right now. If you can get your hands on this, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So there you guys have it, my reviews and thoughts on everything within the Sweet Peach line. I think it's a great line of products. If you haven't picked up anything from this line yet, you really should. If you have picked up things from this line that you love or don't like, leave comments down below so I know what you guys are loving and not loving. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.